Not another housing crash video. This one's going to be different. What if the housing market doesn't crash in 2021 and doesn't crash in 2022? What if the housing market crash takes longer? Are you ready for that? Can you wait? Why the big rush on a housing market crash? Does it really matter when the housing market shifts? We're going to go a little meta on the housing market crash and talk about this and give you some important questions to answer just in case the crash takes a little longer than you expect. And make sure you stick around to the end where we tell you exactly whether we care if and when the housing market crashes. Hey there, Christian Walsh with Wire Associates. We're real estate agents based in Southern California, helping buyers and sellers and tenants and landlords during these crazy days in California and beyond. We were inspired to do this video by data we just crunched. We do market updates every 2 weeks in Southern California, and we had heard how inventory has been increasing, looked like the market was cooling, and we saw some of that in the data. And then we did our mid-August update, and lo and behold, we saw a change, which we're going to show you right now. And here's where I found the data that surprised me. We've been hearing in the news that there's plenty of inventory coming, and then I do my market updates every 2 weeks for Southern California, and in most of the counties across Southern California, inventory is down again. The new listings aren't coming. So the red line you're going to see, this is Orange County where I live. New listings at a crazy record low, and you can see the properties that went under contract, that's the white line. They've actually flipped, which is a crazy seller's market. And same thing, LA, we see record low new listings, the red line. Same thing in Riverside, record low. We have low listings in Ventura, and here's what's interesting about Ventura. You look at the white line, the properties going under contract, that has dropped significantly. So there may be change coming, and we may be seeing it in Ventura. There could be a shift coming. But then San Diego, record low inventory and properties going into escrow, they've done the twist. So this shows you that we have record low new listings coming. So we're right back in the hot seat and right back in the crazy sellers market, just as we're hearing that for June and July, inventory was ticking up. That's why you gotta be watching it every 2 weeks or more frequently to see where things are trending. Of course, we're gonna do an update at the end of August and we'll see the final numbers and see if it stabilized at all. But right now, we're going right back in. So what are some reasons that the housing market crash could take a little more time than we all expect? Well, if you look at the experts, if you Google housing market and check the news, or do check it out on YouTube, you're gonna get lots of different answers. Nobody is quite sure when the market is gonna crash. Right now, we see that mortgage delinquencies are reducing. We see people exiting forbearance. They're gonna be offered loan modifications first, so it could be a while before we see any foreclosures. The folks I know in the industry say that lenders and servicers are gearing up for 2023 for any foreclosure inventory to really start hitting. New homes aren't being built quickly enough and inventory is staying tight, which means that it's unlikely we're going to get a housing market shift anytime soon. So here's some important questions to answer about the housing market crash. So number one, why a big rush on the housing market crash? Is there any particular reason that you want to see the crash come sooner rather than later? This is an important question to ask yourself, and I think it's a fair question to ask. Just as there was fear of missing out, FOMO, that led tons of buyers to buy at the beginning of the year, we might be seeing FOMO in the housing market crash. There's a lot of people who maybe are afraid of missing out on the housing crash. Another important question is, where are you living now? If the housing market crash doesn't come for a year or 2 or 3, are you going to be comfortable? Are you in a place that works for you? Is there enough space, enough room for you and your family? If you're renting, we recommend that you lock in your rent as soon as you can. See if you can do a long-term lease. And then if you own, an important consideration is when it comes time to buy in the crash, are you going to have to sell in the crash? One important point is no matter what's going on in the housing market, whether it's up or down, Clean and turnkey homes will generally trade for a higher price point. So make sure you have your home turnkey and clean when it does come time to sell. Where are you saving your money right now for the housing market crash? So you're saving up funds, we know, for a down payment. You're also going to need closing costs, and you may need money to fix up the property. Where are you saving that right now? Because a very important question is it a safe place to be saving the funds? And it's from two different sides. So we have a real risk of inflation right now, reducing the value of your savings. So make sure it's in an inflation hedged investment, and also make sure you don't have it in a risky position so that just when you need it to buy in the housing market crash, it's gone. So you need to make sure that the funds that you're saving for the housing market crash are hedged against risk and inflation at the same time. How about your job? Is your job insulated against risk of loss in a housing market crash? So you can study previous crashes to see what industries were affected the most. There's certain industries, no matter what's happening with the market, they're doing well. And a prime example would be funeral homes. People are always dying to get in, whether the market is up or down. So the flip side is your income. So whatever job you have, while it may be safe during a housing market crash, how about your income? Are you earning enough that there's a hedge against inflation? At the same time, you'll be able to see an increase in income to be able to afford more when it comes time to buy. And I know a lot of people out there saying you can't trust a realtor. Don't listen to what a real estate agent says. And there's a whole lot of other wonderful comments we have seen. So we're well aware that there's quite a few people who say you can't trust a realtor and what a realtor has to say about the housing market. And we're sorry you feel that way. We do understand, because we've heard some other realtors saying stuff that we don't agree with as well. But what I will tell you is that for us personally, whether the market's going up or down and whether it crashes or not, we have plenty of people that we're able to help in an up or down market. It just is a matter of different strategy and what is the most beneficial for our clients. So it really does not matter. I am not motivated to paint any gloom and doom or to paint an overly rosy picture. My goal as a real estate agent is to give you the information so you can make the best decision where you are right now in whatever the market may be. And that's why we're helping buyers and sellers. And then for tenants and landlords, the same thing. We're trying to help them make the best decisions. That's our approach, and we don't care which way the market's going. We're doing our best to try to report the data as it comes. Leave your comments below. We want to know, do you care when the housing market crashes? And are you prepared to wait just in case it's required? So can you wait another 1 to 2 to 3 years for a housing market crash? And remember, we can't give tax or legal advice, but for the most honest and up-to-date real estate advice, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you join over 1,000 other email newsletter subscribers so you can get the latest information on updates for buyers and sellers and tenants and landlords. We have a link below so you can subscribe to our free weekly email newsletter, or you can text newsletter to 949-691-3566. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates, and we appreciate you.